Every new day is not a guarantee. It is a gift. When you open your eyes each morning, heaven has given you another opportunity to fulfill your assignment on earth. That is why how you begin your day matters. Favor does not just come by accident. Favor is attracted by alignment. When you rise, the first words from your lips should be gratitude. Thank Him for life, for breath, for strength. Because gratitude is the seed for more. Never begin your day with complaints. Begin with thanks. Then acknowledge the King. Pray, Father, let your kingdom come in my life today. Let your will be done. When you align with His rule, His authority releases favor over your steps. Next, ask for wisdom. Wisdom is the master key. A man or woman of wisdom never struggles for favor, because wisdom makes you valuable, and value attracts opportunities. Pray also for purpose. Lord, order my steps into the assignment you designed for me. Favor always follows function. If you walk in what God created you to do, you will never have to chase favor. Favor will chase you. Cover your life with His protection. Ask Him to shield your mind from confusion, your body from harm, and your spirit from discouragement. Then call for divine connections. Favor is often hidden inside people. The right person at the right time can shift your destiny. Pray, Lord, connect me with those you have appointed to open doors for me today. Declare provision over your life. Favor provides. Say, Father, supply all I need for the vision you gave me. Resources, opportunities, and open doors. Ask for influence and impact. Favor is not just for your benefit, but so you can become a channel of blessing to others. Pray, Lord, let my presence today be light in the darkness. Cancel fear, doubt, and intimidation. Boldness is the language of favor. Say, I walk in confidence, I walk in peace, I walk in faith today. And finally, seal your prayer with thanksgiving in advance. Don't wait until you see it to thank Him. Thank Him now. Faith thanks before it receives. If you pray this way every morning, you are not just speaking words. You are aligning heaven with your day. And when heaven is aligned with your life, favor becomes your companion. So rise tomorrow, open your mouth and declare it. Today, I walk in the favor of God. When you open your eyes each morning, the very first response of your heart should be gratitude. The moment you inhale and exhale, you are holding in your body a miracle. Breath is not automatic. It is a gift. Life itself is not promised. It is entrusted to you by the Creator for another day. Gratitude recognizes that you woke up not by your own strength, not by your alarm clock, but because heaven authorized your existence for one more sunrise. When you begin with thanksgiving, you shift the atmosphere around you. A grateful heart sets the tone for the entire day. Instead of allowing worry, fear, or frustration to be the first voices that fill your mind, gratitude gives God His rightful place as the source of everything good. When you thank Him for waking you up, you remind yourself that you are not alive by chance, but by purpose. The gratitude magnifies the blessings you often overlook. The simple ability to think clearly, to move your body, to see another day. All of these are privileges someone else does not have today. When you acknowledge them, you train your spirit to see abundance instead of lack. And the more you notice His goodness, the more His favor is attracted to your life. The thankful person always finds access to more. Gratitude is not only a response to what God has done, it is a key that unlocks what He is about to do. Every morning when you start by saying, Lord, thank you for life, thank you for breath, thank you for strength, thank you for purpose, you are sowing seeds of expectation. You are declaring to the heavens that you recognize the source, and the source responds by releasing more. When you rise in the morning, it is not enough to only thank God for life. You must also align yourself with His authority. To acknowledge God's kingdom is to recognize that your life is not your own. Every plan you make, every step you take is meant to be lived under His rule. The kingdom of God is not an idea, not a religion, not a set of traditions. It is the government of heaven extending its influence on earth. When you begin your day declaring, Lord, let your kingdom come, let your will be done in my life today, you position yourself under divine order. Acknowledging the kingdom is about surrendering control. It is saying, Father, I have plans, but yours are higher. I have thoughts, but yours are greater. Guide me into your design for this day. When you live this way, your actions no longer come from pressure or guesswork. They flow from alignment with heaven's agenda. And where there is alignment, favor follows. The kingdom is the source of authority. When you honor it in the morning, you are reminding yourself that you do not face the world on your own. You step out covered by the backing of heaven's government. Whatever assignment you handle, whatever challenges you meet, you do so not in your own strength, but with the weight of God's authority behind you. That awareness alone changes how you carry yourself. You walk with confidence, you speak with boldness, and you move with clarity because you know you are representing a greater kingdom. Every day carries opportunities and distractions. Some paths may look good, but lead you away from purpose. That is why it is vital to realign your heart with His kingdom each morning. You are asking the King to govern your decisions, to direct your steps, and to rule your desires. This simple act ensures that your day does not drift aimlessly, but moves in the direction of destiny. When you begin your day, one of the greatest requests you can make is for wisdom. Wisdom is more than knowledge. It is the ability to apply truth in the right way, at the right time, for the right outcome. Knowledge can fill your mind, but wisdom guides your steps. It is wisdom that turns information into direction. Without it, life becomes trial and error, but with it, decisions are precise and purposeful. Asking for divine wisdom each morning is acknowledging that human understanding has limits. No matter how educated, experienced, or skilled you are, there will always be situations beyond your capacity. Wisdom from above fills that gap. It gives clarity when confusion tries to cloud your vision, and it provides answers when circumstances present questions you cannot solve on your own. Wisdom is also a magnet for favor. People are drawn to those who demonstrate insight, discretion, and sound judgment. Opportunities open for the man or woman who knows what to say, when to speak, and when to remain silent. Employers, leaders, and even strangers recognize the value of wisdom. That recognition is often the door through which God's favor flows. When you pray for wisdom, you are not only asking for solutions, but also for discernment. Discernment helps you recognize the difference between a distraction and an opportunity, between what is urgent and what is important, between what looks good and what is truly from God. Each day brings countless voices and choices. Wisdom filters them through the lens of truth. Seeking wisdom each morning is also a declaration of humility. It is saying, Lord, I do not rely on my own strength, but on your understanding. That humility invites grace, and grace carries favor. It positions you to hear whispers from the Spirit that others may overlook. A single wise decision can save years of struggle, and a single wise word can shift the course of a life. Each morning when you rise, one of the most powerful prayers you can offer is that your steps be aligned with your purpose. Purpose is the reason you were created, the assignment heaven placed inside you before you were born. It is not something you invent, it is something you discover. And when your life moves in harmony with that divine assignment, favor becomes natural, because favor always follows purpose. When you pray for alignment with purpose, you are asking God to direct your day so that nothing is wasted. Every conversation, every meeting, every opportunity is measured against your assignment. This keeps you from drifting aimlessly or being pulled into activities that look good but carry no eternal weight. Alignment ensures that your energy is invested in what produces fruit, not in what drains your strength. Purpose is the compass of life. Without it, you may be busy but not effective, active but not impactful. When you ask God to align you with purpose, you are essentially saying, Lord, keep me in the center of why you created me. Don't allow me to be distracted by noise or discouraged by obstacles. Position me in the exact place where I was designed to function. That kind of prayer brings clarity, and clarity attracts direction. Alignment with purpose also opens doors. When you walk in what you were created to do, resources begin to find you, people begin to support you, and opportunities begin to unfold. The right environment recognizes the right gift. This is why some people struggle until they step into their assignment and suddenly favor appears. Favor is not a random blessing. It is evidence that you are in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. To pray for purpose is also to pray against confusion. It is to guard your day from activities that steal focus and from relationships that drain vision. It is asking God to filter your path so that everything you encounter pushes you closer to destiny, not away from it. Each morning, this prayer keeps you anchored, reminding you that you are not here to simply exist, but to fulfill a divine reason for being. When you awaken to a new day, you step into a world filled with both opportunities and unseen dangers. That is why it is essential each morning to declare God's protection over your life. Protection is more than safety from physical harm. It is a covering of your spirit, your mind, your body, and everything connected to you. By speaking protection over yourself, you acknowledge that only God can shield you from what you cannot see. Each day brings unseen battles. Some are spiritual, some are emotional, some are physical. Declaring God's protection is not a ritual. It is an act of faith that places your life under divine security. When you say, Lord, surround me with your hedge of protection, you are invoking the power of heaven to build a wall around your destiny. You may not know what the day holds, but you know who holds the day. And that confidence makes you unshakable. Protection also covers your mind. The world is filled with voices of fear, negativity, and confusion, but when you declare God's protection, you ask Him to guard your thoughts from lies and deception. A protected mind can focus, can dream, and can believe. Without protection, doubt and discouragement creep in and steal your vision before it can take root. Protection extends to your relationships and your environment. A simple prayer can keep you away from the wrong places at the wrong times and steer you into the right moments that preserve your life. Many doors look harmless, but not every open door is safe. Declaring God's protection ensures that you walk only through doors designed for you, while the rest remain closed for your safety. It is not only about you. When you declare protection, you cover your family, your home, your work, and even your possessions. You are asking God to surround everything connected to your purpose with His presence. Protection does not mean absence of challenges. It means that in every challenge, there is a shield around you that no weapon can penetrate. Each morning, as you prepare to face the world, it is vital to ask God for divine connections. No one fulfills purpose alone. Destiny is always linked to people. The right relationship can open doors that effort alone could never unlock, while the wrong relationship can delay or even derail your assignment. That is why prayer for divine connections is a prayer of wisdom and alignment. When you request divine connections, you are asking heaven to orchestrate encounters with those who are assigned to your journey. Some people carry answers to questions you have not yet asked, solutions to problems you have not yet faced, and opportunities you could never reach on your own. Divine connections are never random. They are strategic appointments set by God to advance your destiny. At the same time, asking for divine connections also means asking God to protect you from counterfeits. Not every hand extended to you is meant to lift you. Some are distractions dressed as opportunities, and some are traps disguised as help. That is why you need the Spirit of God to filter relationships, closing the wrong doors and guiding you to the right ones. These connections come in many forms. Some may be mentors who pour wisdom into you, some may be partners who run with you, and some may be supporters who believe in you even when others doubt. Every divine connection carries a piece of the puzzle, and when God brings them into your life, favor flows naturally. To pray for divine connections is also to acknowledge that your destiny is bigger than you. It requires collaboration, agreement, and partnership. By inviting God into this area each morning, you position yourself to meet the people who will not just benefit you, but also draw out the best in you. One divine connection can accelerate years of waiting and usher you into seasons of favor you could never reach alone. Every morning when you open your mouth in prayer, you have the power to frame your day with expectation. To speak provision and abundance is to declare that the God who called you is also the God who supplies you. Vision without provision leads to frustration, but when you speak abundance over your life, you are reminding heaven and earth that the one who gave you purpose has also promised to sustain it. Provision is not limited to money. It is the supply of everything necessary for your assignment. Strength for your body, clarity for your mind, opportunities for your hands, and resources for your vision. When you declare, Lord, I receive provision for today, you are activating the principle that God equips those He calls. He never gives an instruction without releasing the means to fulfill it. Abundance is the language of the kingdom. Scarcity is not God's design for His children. Each morning when you speak abundance, you align yourself with the reality that heaven's storehouse is never empty. You shift your mindset from survival to overflow, from just enough to more than enough. This mindset does not make you greedy, it makes you a channel. Abundance is not only for you, it flows through you to touch others. Declaring provision and abundance also strengthens faith. Life may present lack, bills, or challenges, but when you speak abundance, you are choosing to believe God's promise over visible circumstances. Your words create an atmosphere of expectation where favor can manifest. What you confess with your mouth sets the direction of what you experience in your day. Each time you declare provision, you push back against fear and worry. Worry says, I don't know how I will make it. Faith says, my God shall supply all my needs. This declaration positions you to walk in peace, knowing that heaven has already arranged what you require before you even ask. Speaking abundance each morning is not wishful thinking. It is agreement with the truth that your Father is the source of all things and lacks nothing. Each new day is another chance to affect the world around you, which is why it is important to pray for influence and impact each morning. Influence is the ability to shape environments, shift atmospheres, and guide people toward truth without forcing them. Impact is the visible evidence of that influence, the fruit that remains long after you have spoken or acted. When you pray for influence and impact, you are asking God to make your presence meaningful, not just noticeable. Praying this way acknowledges that your life is not designed for isolation, but for effect. Every word you speak, every decision you make, every place you enter, carries the potential to touch someone's life. Influence is not always about a platform or a title. Sometimes it is the quiet strength of your character, the kindness in your actions, or the wisdom in your counsel that shifts another person's direction. Asking for this kind of grace each morning ensures that your steps carry weight beyond yourself. Impact is what turns moments into legacies. It is the mark you leave that cannot be erased. When you pray for impact, you are saying, Lord, let my life today add value to someone else. Let my words heal. Let my actions inspire. Let my presence bring light. This prayer transforms ordinary routines into divine assignments because even in small encounters, your influence can echo into eternity. Praying for influence and impact also protects you from living selfishly. It lifts your perspective from personal gain to kingdom expansion. When God grants you influence, it is not simply to elevate you, but to extend His rule through you. Your success becomes a doorway for others. Your testimony becomes a map for someone else's journey, and your impact becomes a testimony of God's favor on your life. This kind of prayer also attracts favor, because influence opens doors and impact secures them. People trust and invest in those who carry positive influence. and opportunities are released to those whose impact is undeniable. Each morning, when you pray for influence and impact, you are asking God to make you a vessel, someone whose life shifts the atmosphere and draws others closer to Him. Every morning is a new chapter, a fresh opportunity written by the hand of God. When you rise and begin your day with gratitude, when you acknowledge His kingdom, when you ask for wisdom, when you align yourself with purpose, when you declare His protection, when you call for divine connections, when you speak provision and abundance, when you pray for influence and impact, and when you silence fear and doubt, you do more than just pray. You set the course of your life in agreement with heaven. Favor is not accidental. It is the fruit of alignment. When you pray this way, you invite God's hand to go before you, His presence to walk with you, and His favor to surround you like a shield. You step into your day not in your own strength, but in the strength of the One who holds the universe. So let every morning be more than routine. Let it be a moment of divine alignment, a time of declaration, a season of preparation. Because when you begin with God, you cannot end in defeat. When you start with His favor, you will see doors open, opportunities appear, and blessings overflow in ways you could never imagine.